Topping today's news, 3 men charged with the gruesome murder of Philip Adderley, who was found bound and stabbed to death. PLP chairman with a sobering message for public servants and appointed officials on behavior. A 20-year-old man shot to death while at a party in Jcn Town, and Defense Force officers ready for deployment to Haiti. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News, and it is a pleasure to have you join us. Mario Bannister, the former managing director of the Clifton Heritage Site, stood before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley today to face charges concerning his alleged involvement in the murder of Philip Adderley. Bannister, 62, along with Christian Napier, 28, Dante Raleigh, 26, are accused of plotting Adderley's murder just over a week ago. Adderley was found bound by his hands and feet and stabbed to death in waters near the former Storch Cove in western New Providence. That was on August 15th when he was found. Napier and Raleigh are accused of killing Adderley on August 14th. Meanwhile, Bannister is accused of acting as an accessory to the murder by providing a vehicle for the killers. The two men didn't have, or the men, all three of them, did not have to enter a plea. Bail was denied, and the matter was adjourned to February 13th, 2025 for the service of a voluntary bill of indictment. The Office of the Prime Minister announced Sunday that Bannister has been terminated from his position as managing director at Clifton Heritage due to his alleged involvement in this murder. In another matter before the courts today, a 24-year-old male was also scheduled to appear for arraignment accused of the shooting death of his friend Angelo Weish, which occurred at the South Beach Canals on Saturday, August 10th. Meanwhile, police are investigating a number of shooting incidents, including a murder. The first incident occurred around 1 a.m. in the Jcn Town community off Tonic Williams-Darling Highway, resulting in the death of a 20-year-old male and a 30-year-old male being shot to the leg. According to police investigators, both victims were attending a party when gunshots erupted. They both fled for safety. However, the 20-year-old was shot multiple times about the body. He fled into a nearby residence where he later collapsed. EMS arrived on the scene and examined the 20-year-old victim, but found no vital signs of life. He became the 83rd homicide victim for the year. In the second incident on Sunday around 2 a.m. on Soldier Road east of Old Trail Road, a 31-year-old motorist was injured and presented himself to hospital for medical attention after a Japanese vehicle overtook him and the occupants of that vehicle opened fire on his vehicle, shooting him in the left arm. And another investigation is underway after a shooting incident occurred around 3 a.m. this morning, resulting in the hospitalization of a 60-year-old male who had been shot multiple times in the area of Wolf Road near Lexington Avenue, reportedly by a lone assailant. The victim was taken to hospital in a private vehicle and was last listed in critical condition with gunshot wounds to his upper body and facial region. The Department of Inland Revenue has surpassed its fiscal yearly goals so far this year, according to Acting Controller Shunda Strawn. While at the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing, Strawn said while last year's target was narrowly missed, this year has gotten off to a great start. However, there is still work to be done to continue their advancing yearly goals.
Well, last year we were a little short, but still we were better than we'd ever been before. So the revenue goals or the forecasts, they are not easy goals, right? And they require us doing different things. And so for us to meet that $1.6 billion goal, it was 1.3 last year, it wasn't even in the billions the year before that, and so the goals keep getting steeper and steeper, which means we have to do a whole lot more. So you'll hear a lot more from us.
Strawn reminded business and property owners that their aim is not to take anything from residents if they can prove it is not owed to the government. However, she admonishes those in arrears to reach out to the Department of Inland Revenue to make arrangements for payments, particularly real property taxpayers.
But again, I want to end on this note that inland revenue, we're not trying to take from the Bahamian people anything that is not owing to the government, right? In those cases where we come to you and you can tell us you don't owe what we're saying, then we welcome that, because we want to make sure that whatever we're asking you to pay is the correct tax amount, first thing. Secondly, we want to work with you. So if you have outstanding taxes, any of the taxes, it could be BL, business license, VAT, real property, and real property tax especially is near and dear to me.
The Department of Inland Revenue encourages all in arrears to contact them to make the necessary arrangements to get in good standings. And finally, in this segment, earlier this month, the Grand Bahama Power Company applied for a 6.3% base increase of the electricity rates effective January 2025, if approved. Grand Bahama residents, as well as the government and opposition, say now is not the time for a rate increase, especially when service by the power company has been unreliable. After a protest outside of the office of the Grand Bahama Power Company about 2 weeks ago, this evening, residents have scheduled a rally in downtown Freeport to further protest the proposed electricity rate increase. The theme for the rally this evening: Grand Bahama Power Company will bend or it will break. They begin at 6:30 p.m. You're listening to JCN News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.